enemy.
Welcome back to another episode of the Hardcore Casual with your boy, Bass the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, any and all in between. It's appreciated. Now, as you guys can see, I'm in a different location, but the videos had to video. I said I would get this out yesterday on the casual stream, so that's what I'm gonna do. But apologies, I don't have my mic with me, so you guys are gonna get just the natural sounds. There might be a bit of additional echo, etc. Not really much I can do about that, so yeah, apologies for that, but there's some things to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into it. So following up from the casual stream yesterday, I made my thoughts pretty clear regarding this new well, I guess it's like this reinvention of the pay-per-view model when it comes to the States, especially with regards to the zone showing the undercard of Better Beef and Bibble as a pay-per-view, with Shakur Stevenson headlining against Joe Cordina, then cutting the broadcast in the States and then everyone having to switch over to ESPN Plus to watch the main event. Now, the main event is the pièce de résistance. That's the reason people are even tuning into the show. Like everything underneath, don't get me wrong, it's a good it's a good accompaniment, but people were waiting for that undisputed light heavyweight title fight. That's what they've been after. So the fact that you get that for free on ESPN Plus in the States, but you've got to pay for the undercard, I don't understand. There's no way that I can ever understand how that's gonna pan out. Whether you get 10 people buy it, 10,000, 100,000, like you know, I can't see that ever being the number. But who in the States is going to be paying for a pay-per-view that is primarily British and Eastern European fighters? Like that makes no sense. You've got two Russians there at the top of the bill, but they're on the free portion. So you know, you could just kind of flip over to your ESPN app and just kind of see that, oh, okay, let's take a look. But, you know, no offense, but the Americans, as much as they may like the heavyweights and stuff, they're not paying for Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark. They're not paying for Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron, no matter how much Ben Whittaker went viral with his fight against Khalid Gradia. Like, they're not paying for Chris Eubank Jr. against Camille Zarameta. I don't even think they're going to pay for Shakur Stevenson against Joe Cordina, because it's not Zepeda, it's not Tank, it's not Berincek, it's not Lomachenko. And obviously with Shakur's reputation at the moment, he's a bit in the toilet when it comes to entertainment. Who's going to be looking to pay for that as the main event? This is where you need to get the eyeballs on him for him to actually show up, show out, have a blistering performance, go back to like the Yoshino performance or the Valdez performance or something like that, where he was just there putting on a clinic and it was just a fun, entertaining fight. But you need the people to be able to see that, to then get reinvested in it. Throwing him behind the paywall straight away on his first fight with Matchroom and DAZN just makes absolute no sense. I don't know why Turkey Al-Sheikh would do that. I don't know why, I can't remember the head guy, the new head guy at DAZN, but I don't know why he would think that was a smart idea. I don't know why Eddie Hearn would approve it. I don't know why Frank Bowen would approve it, although I guess Frank ain't really covering this one. He don't have the same vested interest in this particular card as the others. This one isn't his poison to bear. So Eddie Hearn primarily will take the brunt of this, because Bibble's his guy, Shakur's his guy, Joe Cordina's his guy, Jairo Bataya's his guy. You know what I mean? So I reckon he's probably running point on this one. He's going to be the one that's going to have to fill all the answers as to why this is a pay-per-view, and why the main event, which is the one part of the thing that everyone's interested in, is the part that's going to be shown for free in the States. I mean, over here in the UK, don't get me wrong, like, it's not going to affect us because we get the entire pay-per-view, whichever broadcaster we decide to go with. I'm going to assume that it's going to be DAZN and maybe TNT Sports. I haven't seen anything to suggest it will be on Sky Sports as well, but knowing Sky Sports, I'm pretty sure that they're going to want to host the event and have it on box office there. TNT, to be honest, have the least amount of people on this card. Technically, they've only got one in Fabio Wardley. So that in itself, maybe they may not be in the running to have this one hosted. Technically, it might just end up being Sky with, I think, 4 people on the bill, and obviously DAZN and Matchroom with like about another 4 or 5 as well. So yeah, I don't know how that can be justified in any way, shape or form. It doesn't make any sense. It's gonna be a financial laughing stock. I can almost feel it now. I can only hope that there's some justification for it further down the line. I understand why the main event is on ESPN Plus, because that's a part of the deal. You know, Better BF, he's with them and that's what they wanted. But yeah, the rest of it I don't get. On a side note to that, when it comes to these Riyadh season cards, we're not even talking about the length of the cards right now. I like them, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that they're here. I'm happy that we're getting the level of quality that we are, and the fights that we probably never would have got made, especially not in the frequency. But, and this may just be me talking, can we get them back to just being Riyadh season again? Like giving us that little something to look forward to in that period, October to March. Like no more Mays, no more Junes, no more August, September, especially the ones that are actually in Saudi, in the climates when it's too hot to be out in them places anyway. But that's just me. I mean, maybe other people feel differently, but I feel like they're starting to lose some of their specialness when you just get them all the time, especially when every single one of them's a pay-per-view. If you're gonna have them outside the season, then maybe just have them on a slightly smaller scale and have them as part of the regular subscription. That's what I would like to see personally. Speaking of these Riyadh season cards, again, no problem with them length aside and all that stuff, but what is happening to the regular schedule in the UK? I know that August is usually like a quiet period, and yes, I know we were supposed to get Jack Catterall and Regis Prograis, which got postponed because Catterall got injured. I get that. Obviously now we've had Dalton Smith and who's it, John Fernandez, who got, it says it's cancelled. It doesn't say it's been postponed, it says it's been cancelled. The fight was supposed to take place Sheffield on the 28th of September. Like, where's the rest of the schedule for this year for the UK cards? I mean, yeah, they've put a lot of time and effort into this, you know, September 21st and then October 12th, etc. But where's the rest of the stuff for the UK public to go to? Now, this is on the Matchroom side, you know, so I've got to call out the lackluster presentations that we've got from Matchroom since, technically, this is probably since June, because I can't remember what they done in July. I don't think they did any cards of note in July, and if they did, it was that inconsequential. I don't remember. There's nothing in July, nothing in August. It looks like nothing in September apart from the Riyadh season card, which technically doesn't belong to them anyway. Where's, like, the new schedule needs to get rolled out. It needs to get rolled out quick, because at the moment it just feels like I'm not really getting what I'm paying for. And the reason I'm targeting Matchroom specifically is because obviously I have a DAZN subscription, and Matchroom is the primary host on DAZN, apart from like Golden Boy and stuff. But you know, those are all hours of the morning cards. I'm talking about my prime time cards. Like, where are they? I haven't seen many, and I can't remember the last one they did. I think the last one they did was in June, and I could even be wrong about that. It may have been May. So, like, with that being said, I need to know what's going on. With that, Frank Warren's been holding it down for the UK as of late. Them York Pool shows are great for the most part, but even he hasn't had any like medium level ones since the last Magnificent Seven, which I think was also that was in June. So Frank's the last one with the last sort of big card in the UK, the June card, the Magnificent Seven one. Outside of that, like, what else has been going on? Don't get me wrong, the Riyadh season stuff is great, but if everyone's going to be on those bills, then that's going to have to be reflected in what we're paying for when it comes to our subscriptions. That's my personal opinion. I don't know how anyone else feels. I just wanted to throw that out there for me. But yeah, feel free to leave your comments down below. So it looks like Eddie Hearn's trying to get Devin Haney to take on Paro on, I think it's the 7th of December, a fight taking place in Australia. Paro's homecoming. He said, regardless of who the opponent will be, Paro will get a homecoming on the 7th. He's also said that he's hoping to try and get some of his other Australian talents on that card, such as Justice Huni, Sky Nicholson, Jaya Pataya. Now obviously Sky Nicholson and Jaya Pataya are both on the Riyadh season opening card on Better Be versus People. So you would have to hope that the only way that they would get onto that card is if they both had either very quick matches, like we're talking 2, 3, 4 round knockouts, or Sky is in a fight with Raven Chapman where she doesn't get touched, doesn't have a grueling battle, barely wastes any energy, which quite frankly is not going to happen. I know that instantly. And I don't think that even after 10 rounds, even if it was 10 rounds of just pure dominance, I still don't know if she would be ready for a quick turnaround of like 5-6 weeks. Jaya Pataya probably would. I know that he's of that mindset. I'll actually be speaking to him soon, so I'm going to ask him. But the interesting thing will be, you've got that particular card on the 7th of December, sorry. But then you've also got the card on the 21st of December, which is Usyk Fury 2. It will be interesting to find out which card he'd rather be on, the one in Australia or the one in Riyadh. And I'm assuming the different cards would have a different level of opponent, because I'm pretty sure if you go on the Australia card, maybe there isn't the same amount of money to pay for an opponent of the level that he wants, or of a unification or something, as possibly you might get on that Riyadh card, especially if Paro will technically be the main event. So yeah, there's some things to sort of work out there, but I guess that's a question for me to ask further down the line. But in terms of Haney and Paro, I mean, I can't really see Haney doing it. I know he'll be able to make 140. I mean, it's going to be hard, because we saw even in the last one that apparently he had to strip down like naked just to do the 140. But the rumors are that he didn't make weight well. So if he can get back to obviously doing things correctly in the way he was doing them before, then maybe it won't be as difficult. But it's not just then making the weight, it's making sure he can stay within a certain range, which I think is 12 pounds, up until the following day weigh-in, which we're not sure when that will take place. Sometimes it will take place at like 9 o'clock in the morning, sometimes it takes place at 11, 10, sometimes it can take place at 12. I've known some people that have done the rehydration and the re-weighing at sort of at 2 o'clock the following day. Yeah, you can rehydrate to whatever you want after that, but all of that time you haven't been able to get the necessary nutrients and stuff back in your body that can hamper performance. I don't know if the IBF weight is something that he's keen on. I know Richardson Hitchens said that he wasn't wanting to do the IBF. He didn't really want to go down the IBF route because he doesn't like how he feels the day after having to make the rehydration. That's why most people nowadays, even though the IBF are the most strict when it comes to enforcing their mandatories, it comes with the most stipulations. So if you're a person that might be considered a quote-unquote weight bully, or someone that at least you know is big for the weight, that's not really the route you go to. You more so want to go with one of the other sanctioning bodies and then unify with the IBF title afterwards. But yeah, look, it'll be interesting to see if that fight does come off, and if it does, what other people will end up on the undercard. I can pretty much guarantee of all of them, Justice Huni will definitely get on there, because he fought, I think he fought in the end of June, or maybe the very start of July. So he'll be good to go for the start of December. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who else can maybe get on that card as well. But I like the Australia cards for the most part. I see a lot of them when they're in the music hall, the ones that they show at the Zone and stuff, the Tasman Fire cards. They always got some little fun fights on them, some interesting surprises. So yeah, ultimately, I guess I'm gonna just have to wait and see what transpires. But so far. It's looking good. And lastly, but very briefly, they are looking to do the application for 100,000 for Wembley with Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. They say that they've sold out the 90,000 already, although Frank Warner said that there's still some hospitality and some coach tickets left. So technically, I guess they haven't really sold out the 90,000, unless they are using the ground as obviously part of that capacity, and then they've closed off some of the top portions, which they will then open up a little bit afterwards. Yeah, look, I don't know if they'll get that 100,000, but I know sort of Turkey Al-Sheikh is a bit of a, he's a bit vain, he's a bit narcissistic. I'm sure for his own ego, he will do whatever it takes. He will throw whatever money he chooses to throw at the situation to make that happen. And I'm sure he grease enough palms and certain things can take place. It's also interesting, I know for a fact, Wembley has like a cap, a curfew on the latest time that you have to be out of there by, which usually I believe is like 11:30, possibly 12 o'clock, and then you get, it's like £100,000 fine for every, I think it's 10 minutes or half an hour after that you are. He already said, we will pay it. So instantly you now know that event is not finishing until 12:30, 1 o'clock at the absolute earliest. But it will, you know, to just throw that money at them, like just to say, yeah, nothing, take it. It's quite a feat, I'll be honest. But yeah, look, ultimately we'll see if they get the application through. And if they do, congrats, AJ will have another record at Wembley. I mean, he held one. Fury got the second, now he will get it back again, but also Daniel Dubois will also say that he holds the record for the highest attendance at Wembley Stadium. But yeah, look, we'll see where we go to. But look, with that being said, I'm gonna bounce, got some things I need to do, but thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, as I said. Again, apologies for the sound, nothing I could do, hope it's not too bad, but for right now, it's casual.